Lalibela in northern Ethiopia, 2,500 meters above sea level. Peter Bachmann and his foundation have been providing support to the local population there for over a decade. One of the projects concerns the mechanical workshop belonging to Ephraim. The foundation gave their owner, who is hearing impaired and unable to speak, a mini loan, enabling him to secure a regular income. Ephraim used to have a motorbike on which he traveled far and wide to carry out repairs. He had to carry all his materials and tools with him. We decided to give him a small loan to help him set up his own workshop. A year ago, Ephraim lost his wife, who had been seriously ill. Despite this terrible blow, he had never given up on his dream of having his own workshop. It has paid dividends. The small business is doing well, not least of all because Ephraim knows his way around and make a vehicle and car repair any car. As one of only 2 workshops, I'm able to repair any car in Lalibela. The biggest problem I have is sourcing spare parts. In many cases, they are only to be found in Arba Minch or Addis Ababa, which are some 750 or 550 miles away. This is a problem, especially when things are busy. Cars also get dirty and have to be washed. Therefore, the foundation has also financed another project, a car wash. It looks a bit different to what we are used to here. The approach to washing the car is very simple, but efficient nonetheless. The Vic Oyster Car Wash was opened 2 years ago, named after the former member of the legendary trio Oyster singing group. When he visited, the former singer was also happy to lend a hand washing cars. He is delighted today that it is still up and running and is frequently used. The young men who work here all used to be street children. They had no prospects in their rural hometown and villages when they were young, so they came to Lalibela in the hope of finding work here. Peter Bachmann has at least opened the door for them with the car wash. While the setup might be very rudimentary, the lads set about their work creatively to ensure that no car has to stay dirty. And that's what the foundation stands for, standing on their own feet, helping people to help themselves and giving them a chance to have a go. The projects which are aimed at helping people to help themselves also include a mechanical workshop. Metal parts, windows, and window frames are manufactured there. Things are going so well for small businesses that the owner has already taken on 3 employees. There is another workshop not far away. It makes cookers and other appliances. The small business is so successful that it supplies its products nationwide. I'm always astonished and so impressed at how innovatively and efficiently people use the limited resources that they have at their disposal. Peter Bachmann first met Yaya Baye when he was only a child. He had the option of having both legs and both hands amputated to prevent his disease spreading. Peter Bachmann did not allow this to happen, opting instead to send him to India for special treatment. Since then, Yaya has grown up, got married, and has a child. He is also no longer marginalized. Elderly people and people with disabilities live in the most undignified conditions in the middle of improvised Lalibela. They are the poorest of the poor. Their existence essentially depends upon support from the Peter Bachmann Foundation. It guarantees social aid to people who are unable to work, but even then, the living conditions are still difficult enough, as the residents reveal. Life is tough. I do not have any family and I am disabled. I've often been discriminated against in the past. It is not only the blindness, my age is also a challenge. You lose strength. However, I'm proud to have been chosen by the foundation to receive aid. Despite everything, this means that I still have a life. The government still charges rent and housing in communities for poor people. That is hard to comprehend under the prevailing conditions. This makes her all the more grateful for everything that the foundation does. Peter means everything to me. Thanks to him, I have money every month to make ends meet. Everything that I have is thanks to the foundation. The Amano village is one of the biggest projects undertaken by the Peter Bachman Foundation. 29 houses painted green were built to rehouse people from former World Vision emergency accommodations, which had to make way for a road to be built. When Peter Bachman found out that the people faced the prospect of being made homeless, he acted. The entire project cost $84,000. While the houses do not have any sanitary facilities, a communal toilet was built. As far as the residents are concerned, the new housing is miles better than what they had before. We lived in the most appalling conditions in the World Vision village. It felt as if we were being housed in a metal toilet. We could never have dreamed that we would someday get to life in the accommodations that we have now. Despite the foundation, Lalibela is still home to a very large number of needy people who are dependent on donations. Peter Bachman is hoping to help them with future projects as well. He wants to ensure that in the future everyone has a roof over their head when the sun goes down. Just as we all occasionally did when we were young, the children on the streets of Lalibela get up to mischief too. The problem here is that young people in Ethiopia are not exactly looking to a rosy future. Many of them are unemployed, and there is a danger that they will slide into a life of crime. In order to counter this and to reduce levels of aggression, the foundation has decided to support the local Taekwondo club. Peter Bachman's portrait adorns the new hall as a gesture of appreciation for everything that he has done for the club. As the coach of the Taekwondo club points out, they cannot thank him enough. Peter is not just a very important person for me, he also matters greatly to everyone here in Lalibela. Everyone knows how much development work he does. He has an excellent reputation here, everyone knows him. Despite that, I think that he is yet to receive the recognition that he really deserves. Many people only see the projects that have been done and have no idea how much work has gone into them. Peter Bachman is in attendance at the official opening of the gymnasium. All the Taekwondo students form a guard of honor for the man who made it possible for the hall to be built and for their suits to be bought. This occasion is witnessed by politicians and clergymen from Lalibela. The fact that they had taken the time to do this demonstrates the importance of the project. Taekwondo is very important for the children. It is character building and shapes their behavior. Many children in Lalibela spend their time pestering tourists. Taekwondo gives them the chance to get away from their everyday lives. We're not just training their bodies, but also their minds. That will stand them in good stead in later life. Using a photograph as an example in which people are symbolized by stones, Peter Bachman explains that every person carries instinct weight and that every person's life matters. The loan from every person's life has a weight which lends support to the next one. This is the only way in which we can live together as a whole group. Just as it is with Taekwondo, success requires everyone to play their part. The building was constructed using cement blocks which had been produced locally in a newly established cement works. People carry the gravel on their shoulders and work in their sandals. Production is currently going so well that it is also supplying to other areas.